Hello, this is Jim Hazard of CommonAccord. We're delighted to be working with the IACCM on the project to codify commercial documents. This is a very quick walk through it. CommonAccord is an org. Everything is available. It's in a completely free way. So we actually host all of our materials on GitHub, which is where the software world hosts its materials. We have a large collection of our materials up there. All of the software and all of the materials are available on GitHub. So let's walk through what our little system would look like in use on a particular order. So we can have, you can have it, imagine a purchase order for purchasing food by a restaurant. And here we see the purchase order itself with the order, and it has attached to it the form of supply agreement. Let's first complete this order. So let us assume that we're doing it on the 30th, so we can update that so that it's on the 30th. And let us say that we need it actually with a little more urgency, and we don't take this old one, we do it on the, we need it 7:30 at not our usual, but at a little bit earlier in the day. So you can modify all of these things. The materials are all of this that we've seen results in a form here with the actual data. That's all you need, and this is machine readable. Now, ordinarily, if you have a large system, you will already be doing this stuff within your system. You can simply interface to CommonAccord in order to use it. What you would be interfacing to might be the signature component, or maybe you'll do that in your system. And you can interface to these kinds of deal terms. So the notion here is that the business people have gotten together and completed this kind of information for that purchase arrangement. And they've done that by pointing at a form in which they reference the two parties who are involved in it and a form of agreement. So they've essentially established a template for their relationship, and that template includes this master supply agreement and its annexes. Let's go to the annex where most of the material, most of the text is, and see what a provision looks like. So all we're doing is just Lego. We're just pulling apart Lego piece after Lego piece, or Russian dolls if you prefer. And each thing at every level is simply a what they call a key and a value. That is a little label and its content. And this looks a little bit technical, but it's actually not very technical. A lawyer can be up, a young lawyer can be up and running on this in doing something useful within an hour or so, and being reasonably productive with a couple of hours under supervision. And then with a few tweaks, they can be, pretty soon they can be doing everything they need. We've already got an example of that. So each of these materials you'll see is we just have a, that's for a defined term, that's another defined term, and you can do cross-references and all of that. So let us see what that looks like. We go back to our document, so we come back up through the Russian dolls, through each of the steps of the transaction, and we go back to the rendered order in which we have all the materials. It's regenerated the thing each time. We have all these materials, and they can be cross-referenced so that all of your definitions can be cross-referenced, and you can cross-reference the also the cross-references to sections. And you'll see at each point, each element of the thing knows what it is. It remains structured information, which means that if you have a system, it can understand your documents extremely easily. Okay? That is pretty much the entire system, so all of it is available through CommonAccord, and we're delighted to be working with the IACCM in order to take on the ambitious task of organizing documents across all kinds of subjects, such as this. You can see we go from startups to consulting to master services and so forth. You can do pretty much the waterfront of legal documents, and we've got models for many of these. Okay? Thank you very much.